Hello everyone and welcome to a new vlog. It is currently 9 o'clock on Saturday morning. I have decided to start this vlog off bright and early because Adriana and I are actually planning on going for a dog walk today, and I thought it would be nice to take you guys along with us. I am going to keep this intro short and sweet because of that reason, but it's a lovely day. I've been up for about an hour. I have been tidying the house. Tom needed to actually go and pay our carpenter this morning, so he's done that and he's just going to do the food shop on the way, and I decided that because he was doing that I would take Kiwi for a walk. So I decided to message Adriana and she was up for it. So we are actually going around Padan Lake today. It's a sunny but cold morning, which is why I've got my jacket on. But the walk around the lake is normally around 5 miles. So we are planning on being out there for quite a while. And yeah, I just wanted to start off the vlog before that so that I could film some clips along the way because it's such a beautiful place to walk. And I feel like it would be nice footage to include in the video. In terms of my reading plans for this vlog, you guys will know from the thumbnail what the book I plan on reading is. But essentially, if you missed last week's vlog, I did post a poll on my Instagram where I asked you guys to vote for my next read. And of course, you all picked the new Richard Osman book, which I should have really predicted. However, I did put it on there as an option because I had just received it and I was excited for it. So I have now, of course, read that one. But another book that I was really wanting to be chosen in that vlog was The Shadow Man by Helen Fields. Now, this is the first book in a kind of detective series, I want to say, and I actually read the second book a few months ago. Now, I know that it's a bit strange that I read them out of order. Everyone said that that was fine. So I did read the first book, which I believe was called The Institution. I apologise if I'm wrong. And I had a really good time with that one, and so I did decide to download a few books by the author onto my Kindle, and one of them was, of course, The Shadow Man. All I know about this book is the synopsis that I read from Goodreads, and I am going to read it to you guys because it just sounds amazing. It says, he collects his victims, but he doesn't keep them safe. Elspeth, Meggie and Xavier are locked in a flat. They don't know where they are and they don't know why they're there. They only know that the Shadow Man has taken them and he won't let them go. Desperate to escape, the three of them must find a way out of their living hell, even if it means uncovering a very dark truth. Because the Shadow Man isn't a nightmare, he's all too real and he's watching. So that doesn't give too much away, but I am so intrigued by that synopsis. I really do want to read this book, and I feel like it'll be just what I need at the minute because I'm definitely in the mood for a faster paced thriller book. I have been reading a lot of slower murder mystery books throughout this month, and whilst I've had a relatively good time with all of them, I just feel like I'm in a bit of a slump. I'm in a bit of a rut and I need something fast paced to hold my interest and something that I can just fly through, which I'm hoping is what this book is going to be. At this current point in time, I of course can't tell you too much more than that because I haven't actually started the book, and I definitely won't start it till I'm back from my walk, but I do have a lot of cleaning to do today. We are still pretty much living out of boxes in the new house and I just need to sort through them and figure out where things are going to go, so that is definitely going to be a task that will take up a lot of time. But I did want to get this vlog started because I'm notoriously bad at forgetting to start them and then I finish the books and I don't have a vlog. So this is me starting the vlog. I really hope you enjoy. For now though, I'm going to head off and meet Adriana and we are going to go on what will hopefully be a really nice dog walk. Right guys, so we've just come for a dog walk and it seems as though they're filming some parts for The Witcher here. So I heard about this during the week, but I thought it was on the other side of Llanberis, but apparently they are here. And yeah, I've zoomed in as much as I can, so you can't probably see much, but we have seen some people up there kind of acting, and yeah, now there's a load of film crew there. So that's definitely an interesting start to the dog walk. And we actually do need to try and pass that way on the way back, but it seems as though that road obviously may be closed. So yeah, I'm not sure what we're going to do, but I just thought it'd be interesting to document it because you can see kind of they're all on here. And yeah, it's really cool. I will update you guys if anything else happens, but I feel like I'm too far away to actually see who's there. But yeah, it's very, very interesting and honestly pretty cool. Hands are trembling right now, right now. Deep blue water sea, afraid of jumping in right now, right now. 한 발을 내밀었어, 걱정이 많이 있어. It's a bit of love, yeah. It's a little tough, yeah. 담배를
right now, right now. Yeah, 한숨을 쉬고 있어. 또 마을 가고 싶어 난. I'm afraid of all things, and I said enough. Yeah, overthinking if I belong, but I'm where I need to be. Nobody's stopping us from fly. Don't kill this mood, just singing la 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 la. Won't make it harder for your mind. Just dancing underwater right now. I've been swimming and swimming, swimming into the deep end. I've been looking and looking around me lately. I've been falling and rolling, really nothing new. Dancing up to the water right now. I've been swimming and swimming into the deep end. I've been looking and looking around me lately. I've been falling and rolling, really nothing new. Dancing up to the water right now.
We've made it to the other side of the lake now, so this is where we were walking across earlier, and now we're going in a kind of loop. Kiwi's here and she wants to go, don't you? So we're just gonna carry on. We're gonna go through the lagoons, which will be nice, and then loop back and hopefully pass the guys that were filming for what is apparently The Witcher. Well, that was a bit of a fail, guys. We've obviously made it back to the car. We did try and go the route that we normally do and that we planned on using in order to get to the car. However, the road was completely blocked off. There were stewards everywhere. We did go and speak to a stewardess who was lovely, but she did say that unfortunately that road is closed now for a week. So I couldn't show you any more of the filming setup, but how cool is that? It's really interesting. I'm glad we kind of got a glimpse of it from across the lake. But yeah, I wish I could have shown you more. However, it's very secretive. Obviously, people aren't allowed there for obvious reasons. And yeah, it was cool to be able to see it from a distance at least. Not sure how good the zoom is on this camera, so I'm hoping you got to see something. But yeah, it was very fun and I'll be looking out for it in the new season of The Witcher. We're gonna head back now though. Kiwi is definitely tired. We've done 5 miles today, which is definitely good going. And we're gonna have some lunch and just chill for a bit, and then I need to go on with some cleaning. So that is the plan. I'm gonna head off and I will chat to you guys a bit later on. Hi guys, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's been a few weeks since I last updated this vlog. I had such good intentions with it, but for some reason I never updated you guys with my thoughts on the Shadow Man, and then my Kindle had to be sent off because it was glitching so badly and I did have to get it repaired. So yeah, it's been a few weeks. I'm gonna turn you a little bit more so that you can see Kiwi, and I'll move out the way because she's being adorable right now. I don't know if it's the fact that I've just been in such a weird reading mood lately and a bit of a reading slump that has then impacted on my enjoyment and urge to film, I suppose. I don't know, I just feel like I've fallen out of love with it at the minute, which is so sad, but I'm slowly getting back into it. I will say I did read The Shadow Man, I did finish it. I think I gave it 3 stars. I went into this book thinking it was going to be a completely different story to what it was. I thought it was going to have some paranormal elements to it, but it didn't. And instead of wasting all the footage that I had, I thought I would just carry on the vlog and mention another book that I'm reading at this point in time. The characters were definitely interesting. I liked how the book was set out in that we follow the detectives in this case and also the killer. It was interesting to get the victims' point of views as well, but in terms of the high stakes aspect of it, I just didn't quite believe it, you know, and I don't know why, because it was creepy, it was disturbing, but there was just something that lacked urgency for me, and I just, not that I didn't care, but I always knew that it was gonna kind of work out in a sense, and so even though this main character did some horrific stuff, it didn't impact me half as much as I thought it was going to. I did of course give you guys the synopsis for this earlier on in the video, so I'm not going to go into that again. It's definitely a suspenseful thriller with a few disturbing elements to it, so if that is something that you would enjoy reading, then I would highly recommend it. Unfortunately for me, it was a bit of a letdown after reading Helen Field's other book. I will say I will probably read some more from this author going forward, just because I do enjoy her writing style, and the plot of her books that I've read from have pulled me in, and I have found myself wanting to read the books, which is definitely a plus, especially as I'm in a slump at the minute. So yeah, it did definitely hook me and keep me intrigued. I just don't feel like it was one of the best books ever written, in my personal opinion, and whilst I did kind of fly through it, I just don't think it's going to be one that will stick with me. Moving on though, because I have just decided to carry on with this vlog rather than waste the footage that I had filmed previously, I've decided that I'm actually going to be reading Six Scorched Roses by Carissa Broadbent. This is the novella in the world of the Crowns of Nyaxia series, and if you guys don't know what that series is, the first book is The Serpent and the Wings of Night. I read that for Realmathon earlier on this year in March, and I really did like it, and I just thought, you know what, I want a fast, easy read, and I'm hoping that that is going to be what this book is, because again, I really do need it at the minute. It's been that long, guys, that I'm actually prepping now to go away to Egypt for a week, which is so exciting, but I do want to finish some books off for October, and this was on my TBR. It wasn't set in stone, but the more I've thought about it, the more I just do want to read it, and after this one I will be reading the second book in the Crowns of Nyaxia duology as well, because I would like to finish off these books before the end of the year. I know that there's a spin-off duology coming, and I have pre-ordered that, so I'm very excited to get to that, but yeah, I just thought this should be a priority for me right now. I do also have it on my Kindle, so I might read it on there just because I feel like it's a lot easier for me to do that, but as I've said, this is a shorter book, so I feel like I will fly through it. The synopsis of this one reads: 6 roses, 6 vials of blood, 6 visits to a vampire who could be her salvation or her damnation. Lilith has been dying since the day she was born, but while she has come to terms with her own imminent death, the death of everyone she loves is an entirely different matter. As her town slowly withers in the clutches of a mysterious God-sent illness, she decides to take matters into her own hands. Desperate to find a cure, Lilith strikes a bargain with the only thing the gods hate even more than her village: a vampire. She offers him 6 roses in exchange for 6 vials of vampire blood, the one hope for a town's salvation. But when what began as a simple transaction becomes something more, Lilith is faced with a terrifying realization. It's dangerous to wander into the clutches of a vampire, and in a place already suffering a god's wrath, more dangerous still to fall in love with one. Six Scorched Roses is a standalone fantasy romance set in the world of the Crowns of Nyaxia series from Carissa Broadbent, author of The Serpent and the Wings of Night and The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King. So that is what I'm going to be focusing on today and possibly tomorrow. We'll see how fast I read this one. I obviously don't want to read anything too long with me going away, and I'm just very, very busy this week, so this will be perfect. And as I said, I did want to finish off this vlog, so I thought I would include it in here. I am really sorry about this whole mess of a vlog, guys, but yeah, everything that I mentioned earlier was just a bit of a nightmare. I also lost my SD card, so I had updated this vlog. That's what it was. I had updated it, and then I lost my SD card with the footage on it, and then I just thought, I just can't be arsed, basically. I had a bit of a stop and I just stopped filming everything because I was just so annoyed at myself for the fact that I'd lost my SD card. And anyway, I got over it, ordered a new one, and for some reason never carried on with this vlog. So yeah, it was just a bit of a nightmare. I will say as well that I have been watching some really good television lately, and I have made a note of some series that I want to tell you about because you may be interested. The first series that Tom and I watched was called Night Sleeper. This is about a train that gets hijacked. However, it's more of a hackjacking is what it's called. The train is actually controlled by computers, and then someone behind this whole operation is trying to derail the train in order to send some sort of message. This was so gripping, guys. I feel like every single episode ended on a cliffhanger, and so Tom and I binged the whole thing. We really couldn't stop watching it. It was filled up with twists and turns, and it was a really interesting one as well. I feel like it was done so well, and even for me personally, who doesn't necessarily love watching that type of thing, I was absolutely hooked. So yeah, that is definitely a series that I would recommend. I believe we watched it on BBC iPlayer. And then the next series we have watched, and we're currently in the middle of the second season, is called Show Trial. Now I will say, I didn't love the first episode of this, but I carried on and I got to the second episode and I loved it so much more. This is all about a murder that happens, and 2 of the victim's best friends are put on trial for her murder, and so we follow the prosecution and the defence in order to figure out what actually happened and who is telling the truth, but it's kind of more messed up than that. We don't actually know if the people involved are telling the truth, and so you follow them as they kind of divulge information throughout the series. Some things seem more truthful than others, and it's just basically so chaotic. Things pop up, things happen to other characters, revelations are heard across the courtroom, and it's just so intense once again. But yeah, we were hooked, we flew through it, and as I said, now we've started the second season, and in this one there is an activist who is killed. He's run over by a car, and when the paramedics get there, he names a police officer as the guy that has killed him. And so it's obviously a big case. Things are happening very quickly. We have the police officer who's very kind of nonchalant and quite confident in himself, and obviously we don't have the victim there to elaborate any further because he unfortunately passes away from his injuries. So again, if that sounds like your type of thing, I would highly recommend. I believe that this is also on the BBC, and yeah, it's definitely worth watching. I feel like season 2 already has me more intrigued than season 1 did, but that was all in all a really good series. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and it's going to be hard to find another series to binge watch soon after we finish this one. Right guys, that's all from the recommendations for me. I am going to head off downstairs now though and get started on this. It's currently 20 to 5, but I do have a gym class booked at 6. I have 2 tonight, which means I'll be going till 7, and then yeah, I'll probably read some more after. Unless Tom and I watch an episode of The Great British Bake Off, I may end up just flying through this one. We'll see, but yeah, very excited to dive into this one. Once again, I'm so sorry that I didn't update this vlog sooner, but yeah, my life has been chaotic and I've just been really angry at myself as well for certain things, and so I'm in a much better space now. I wanted to put this out there, but I couldn't give you guys the vlog with the footage that I'd filmed previously by itself because it was just way too short and it didn't make sense. So hopefully this is a nice way for you to see that, and also to get my thoughts on this novella in a very popular fantasy romance series. I did it guys, I have finished the book, but before I dive into my thoughts on it, I need to show you Kiwi because she's just being so cute right now. Look at her guys, I can't deal. She's so cute. She's not been all that well today, so I have been keeping an eye on her. She's been even more clingy than usual, and yeah, she's just not really wanting to move. I think she knows that it's almost time for bed now though. She did go up with Tom, but I came back down just to film this little update, and yeah, she's just come down with me, but oh my god, look how cute. Oh, I love her so much. So I think this is going to be the angle that I update you from because you can kind of see her. I'll turn you around a tiny bit as well. I love having Kiwi in my shots. I just think it's so cute. So yeah, we're just going to go with it. But yeah, as I said, I have now finished this book. I did read it on my Kindle actually, and I devoured it. I flew through it so quickly. I almost read it in one sitting. To be honest with you, I just lay down on the sofa and yeah, devoured it as I said. I wasn't expecting to enjoy this one half as much as I did, mainly because it's so short and the fact that it's a novella, especially as we are following characters that I don't know anything about. So when I actually pre-ordered this book, I thought that it involved the characters from the first book, which is The Serpent and the Wings of Night. However, it really doesn't. We are following 2 completely new characters. I'm not sure if they pop up in later books or anything like that, but at where I am at the minute, I have no idea who they were, or had no idea who they were rather. So diving into this one, I wasn't sure how it was going to work because again, it's a short amount of pages. I wasn't sure whether the character development would pay off for me and whether I would feel invested in their relationship and what was going on. However, I absolutely loved it. It was such a good book. It's a kind of Beauty and the Beast retelling in a way, which definitely works for me because I love Beauty and the Beast. However, it is somewhat darker because of the vampiric element to it. I know I read you the synopsis earlier on in this video, but we follow a main character Lilith, and she is currently living in a town that is affected by a plague, and this plague ultimately causes people to wither away and die. No one knows why this is happening, but yeah, she can remember it ever since she came home one day and found her father kneeling in their garden, and that's the kind of starting point for this plague. And she has always thought that she is doomed to die. However, she seems to be outliving everyone else, and I think the final straw is when her sister starts to get ill from this plague. That's when Lilith jumps into action, because she doesn't want to lose her sister. Obviously, she fears more for her sister than she does for herself, and yeah, she takes it upon herself to visit Vale, who is a vampire living in the kind of outskirts of this community. I love how bold and brazen she is, because she just kind of rocks up there one day and is like, I need your blood, and in exchange I will give you 6 roses. And somehow the deal is struck, and so every so often she goes back with a rose and she collects a vial of blood, and what she's doing is she's trying to find a cure for this plague by using the vampire blood. Of course, things happen along the way. There are many hurdles, and we also see how the relationship between our two characters develop, and I must say I really did love their relationship. Again, I wasn't sure if I was going to, because this is a shorter book. I felt like we wouldn't have enough time with the characters to really feel anything for them and for it to feel real, but it surprised me in the best way. I feel like we definitely did, and I'm really glad of it, to be honest with you guys. I would love to see more of these characters, so hopefully we can. But yeah, the pacing was great. I feel like the intrigue was there. We had a developing romance, which made sense. We had gods in here as well, which I wasn't expecting, but definitely added something to the plot. And yeah, I just feel like all in all, this was a really great book. I did give it 4 stars. I didn't give it the full 5 because I'm not absolutely obsessed with it. I really did enjoy it. I binged it, as I said, but something is stopping me from giving it the full 5. I will say though, I highly recommend this one. I feel like you could read this one before any of the others as well, because it doesn't necessarily tie into what is going on in that first book. And from what I personally know, these characters aren't mentioned there and we don't have any connection. So I think you could read it as a standalone, or as a kind of prequel, or as I did and read it between the first and second books in that first duology. So yeah, very happy that I read this one. Not only have I ticked another book off of my October TBR, but I have read a somewhat continuation in a series that I've wanted to finish off this year. This has definitely given me the urge now to pick up the second book, so I'm hoping I can do that. If not this month, then definitely in December. So yeah, all in all, a very successful reading experience. I'm really glad to have read it, and it is one that I would recommend. So that is it for me today, guys. I again want to apologise for this video. It's a bit of a train wreck, but I did want to get something out to you guys before I start posting my Egypt content, which will be coming your way very soon. I'm so excited for it. I honestly can't begin to express how much I want to film and edit these videos and get them up to you guys. So I'm hoping they're going to turn out really well, and yeah, I just can't wait to share that content with you. In the meantime though, I hope you enjoyed watching this vlog and hearing my thoughts on some recent reads and TV shows as well. I know it's not the best, but hopefully moving forward I will get a grip with my content. I feel like, yeah, these past few weeks I've just not been myself and I haven't really wanted to make content, and the content I've been making I haven't been super proud of. So yeah, I feel more like myself now, and I'm hoping that going away to Egypt will make me feel a whole lot better. So definitely keep your eyes peeled for some fun content coming your way soon on this channel. If you have watched this video all the way through, please go ahead and leave me a rose down in the comments for obvious reasons. I feel like that would be a very fitting emoji for the video, and yeah, I know I say it all the time, but seeing you guys comment the emoji of the video truly does mean the world to me. It blows me away that you guys watch these all the way through, especially videos where I just don't feel like have turned out the best. So yeah, if you are still here but don't have anything in particular that you would like to say, please go ahead and comment that rose for me now. As well as that, please don't forget to click the like button if you like this video, and the subscribe button if you'd like to see more content from me. But that is it for me today, guys. Kiwi and I are going to head off to bed. Thank you so much for watching. It truly does mean the world to me, and I will see you soon in my next video. Goodbye!